What's up? This is Halle Kearns, and you're listening to Nashville Noise.
You are originally from Missouri and you've moved here to Nashville. I kind of want to hear a little bit about your journey and how you decided to pursue music.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in Columbia, Missouri for 18 years, and then I moved right after high school to Kansas City. I was there for about 4 years, and that's when I started pursuing music full time, right out of high school.
So you've been here about a year and a half. What would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
I'd say my favorite lesson I've learned is, or the best advice I've gotten, I guess, is just to get out of my own way. I, along with I think a lot of other creatives and just people in general, I can be really hard on myself and really just critique myself harder than anyone else can. And that can slow me down at times because I get to overthinking or, what will this person think if I do this? And just getting out of your own way and just going for it really shamelessly can just push you along that much faster. And yeah, just remembering the reason why you're doing it.
So you came here not just to sing, but you also are a songwriter. Where do you typically find the inspiration for your music?
I kind of pull from anything and everything, but I always like my stories to be actually my stories and songs to be things that I've experienced, whether it's like a dramatized version or, or a story that, my friend's been through. I like to be hands-on with whatever story I'm telling. Sometimes like the song coming out in November, it's called Before He Could. It's a song that I've actually experienced, but it's from the opposite perspective. So I've kind of lived both sides of that song, but I'm writing from the heartbreak of the other person.
What's the story behind the song?
Honestly, it's kind of just that battle I think all of us have felt with a significant other where you love them and they're amazing and they're your person, whatever, but they can just drive you absolutely insane sometimes and make you feel like you need a little bit of a drink. So that's kind of what I talk about. It's like I drink all these different liquors for all these different occasions. When I'm on the beach, I like some tequila. Whenever I'm at church, I'll drink a little bit of wine, that kind of thing. And then we get into whiskey and it's like, you are the driving force for why I need a glass of whiskey right now.
It's a good time to release that one too, because I feel like a lot of people are drinking whiskey right now.
That's exactly what I said. And
love the artwork for it.
Thank you. That is all my creative director. She is amazing. Her name's Cece Muley. It's Cece's Endless Beats on Instagram. She's the best.
The video for it was also really fun. Where did that idea come from?
That was also Cece. We kind of always start with like one little budding idea and then just snowball and explode off of that. And that's kind of what happened with this one. She's like, what if we did a carpool karaoke? And then we started talking about making it a lyric video. And then we started talking about incorporating all of our friends and that sort of thing. And she's one of my best friends in town too. So we really just had fun with it.
So your next release is Shoes to Fill. So that one's coming out October 23rd. And that is about a special person, right?
Yes, the most special person in my life. It's about my dad. He is my best friend in the whole world, and he's done such a good job all my life just showing me like how I deserve to be loved and letting me know my worth. I have 3 sisters as well. I'm one of 4 girls, and he does that. It's true for all of us. So it's kind of cool being able to write this anthem to my dad, and it's not just from me, it's from my other 3 sisters as well. So but it's just honoring that, and really it's speaking directly to my future person, saying like, hey, I know my worth and I know the way I'm supposed to be loved by someone because my dad showed me.
So what did your dad, the first time you played the song for your dad, how did he react?
Oh my gosh, it was the best story. So I actually had written it months and months prior, and the second I wrote it that day, I was so emotional. I was like crying. I played it for someone, I was just crying. And I was like, this is my song. Like, this is the most I've ever felt connected to a song, and it's so true to my story, and it's just my favorite song I've ever written. So I knew I wanted to show him, but I knew I wanted to be with him whenever he heard it for the first time. And he's back here in Missouri, so about 8 hours away from me in Nashville. And I didn't know I was going to see him next, so I held on to it forever and ever. And he knew there was like this song, but he didn't know anything about what it was about, and he kept calling it the mystery song. And I kept downplaying, and I'm like, oh, like it's not that big of a deal. It's really your style. You really like it, so I want to see your face. Sobbed. Like, he'd probably kill me for telling him that, or for telling you that, but he was just crying, and he's like, I have no idea what to do with that. I genuinely don't know what to do with that. Like, thank you, but I don't know how to accept that. So it was a really special moment, and I got it all on video, which is cool, and I got some blackmail for him later.
I love too with this song we get to see sort of a different side of you. Why was it important for you to show that side of you?
Honestly, that is the reason I fell in love with music in the first place. These kind of songs and those intimate moments, and the party songs, the lighthearted, the fun, pick me up, I drink whiskey, like those are fun. Those are a blast to play live. they can get people out of, the funky mood or whatever, that's awesome. I want to create an escape for people, but I think you have to kind of earn moments like these in this industry where you get to like really be like, hey, now listen, like this is what I really want to say. This is what's heavy on my heart. And this is the music I gravitate towards listening to all the time too. So it's really, really special. And I hope people can relate to it as much as I do.
And this will be your last single before you drop your EP. What can you
Yes.
tell us about the EP?
The EP will have 2 more songs, so it's gonna be 5 songs collectively. It's coming out in November. I have one more slow song and another upbeat one, so it's just gonna be a fun little mix of everything, and I think it does a good job of showcasing, I think 5 kind of different sides of me, which it's just a cool encapsulation of like, here I am as an artist finally after this long.